kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life feels lemons, just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds, and when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me.
Welcome everybody into Sim Racing Media. Once again tonight we are broadcasting the Racers Elite. This time it is their Next Gen series live from Indianapolis. I'm Mike Demoney up in the booth. Once again on the call, we've got 80 laps scheduled. Looking back at last week, Andrew Teft and Alex Teft battled for the victory. They were only separated by a couple seconds last week at Kentucky. Corey Corral rounded out that top three. Looking at the point standings, Andrew Teft has 8 races counted with 5 wins. So he's got a pretty tight lead here on the points, leading Dennis Kane by 24, Alex Teft by 29. So we'll see if that continues as they move on through the season. Here we got this race and then Talladega next week, and then they'll trim it down to, I believe, 12 for the championship series, the chase for the cup. We do have a couple drivers out on track now, getting their qualifying laps going here. They do have 10 minutes to complete their 2 laps. It is a fairly big circuit here. You have 4 separate corners, 2 long straights and 2 short ones. Like Austin Runkle's going to be the first one to, well, no, not first one. Like he's one of the first ones as he gets into that outside wall. So that lap's probably not going to count. We have Johnny Barker completing his first lap. So he'll jump up to the top of the board right now with a 52.78. Dennis Kane completed his first lap of 53.06. See who else is close here. Looks like Ira Kohas, 53.27. Like brother Sam back there at 53.59. Turn it into a family affair here in the Racers Elite series. Got a father-son duo that run sometimes, and we have Alex and Andrew. Troy Crowell up there with a 53.10. We'll see if Johnny Barker can do any better on his second lap. Coming to the line of bricks. A little bit slower, but Dennis Kane went faster. He went 52.77. Jumps up to the top of the pylon. Barker back to second. Crowell sitting there in third. Ira Kohas just finished his second lap. 52.71, top of the board. Like Sam finished his with a 53.27, good enough for fifth. Dustin Bloodworth finishing his second lap. First one was a 54.21. See what he can do coming to the bricks here. Got that 12 machine rolling. 52.80. Jumps up to fourth. Looks like Austin wasn't able to get a legal qualified lap there. Kinsley Smith, same thing, hit the wall a couple times there, so that's not gonna count. Aaron Moore coming through here. Into that start finish line, looking for those famous bricks. He was just getting started there. Austin John Smith was pretty dominant the last time we saw him on track. .53.45 for his first lap. Heading to the start finish line. Let's see what he can do coming to the bricks. 52.92, good enough for fifth place now. Looks like Runkle didn't get a time. See if Aaron Moore is going to get one here. Looks like he's rolling through. Looks like he might have got the wall. Slowed down quite a bit here. Looks like we got one more chance to get a qualified lap. And he got loose there coming off the corner, and he will just lock it up and call it a day for the qualifying session. Alex Teff sitting at the end of pit road. We got Andrew Teft and Jarrett Larder all waiting. Alex Teft, that black 43 machine. Starting his pace lap here. Trying to get up to speed. halfway through his first flyer. See if he's gonna get some speed here. Down short stretch, coming through 4, head into the start finish line here. What Alex can bring. First time by 53.30. Like Jarrett Larder still has not got out on track. Andrew Teft is on track. Like he just started his first qualifying lap after completing that out lap. Coming to the start finish line for his second lap here. Went about the same time here. Andrew Teft, first time by 53.18. He was top of the board at practice, but we'll see if he has any of that speed saved up here for his second lap. Guys did get a taste of Indy last night in the Xfinity cars. See how they do here. Andrew Teft not able to finish that second lap. Looked like it was gonna be a flyer, but he got he sits up there in P7 right now. Guys jump in the grid here. Ira Kohlhaas up here from Woodland, Tennessee has the pole position. Dennis Kane just to his outside. And P2. Johnny Barker and Dustin Bloodworth in row 2. Row 3 is Austin John Smith and Corey Crowell. Andrew Teft and Sam Kohlhaas back here in row 4. Row 5 is Kinsley Smith and Alex Teft. Scotty Davis and Aaron Moore round out row 6. Row 7 is Austin Runkle, and like Jarrett Larder's not going to make it on the grid, so that is where we're going to start. Haven't seen Ira in a little while. He did show up last night, but usually see him run on Friday nights right here on Sim Racing Media with the MSRL racing. Don't know if he's still hanging out over there, but go ahead and throw up the race info here. As I was saying, it is 4 distinct corners, 2 short straights, 1 and 2 long. Track temperature is a spicy 109 degrees. Ambient air is 74, so Definitely they would cool down a little bit as the race wears on. Set for 80 laps. They get 50% fuel. We saw it last night that it kind of came down to a little bit of pit strategy. See if these guys are going to make it a 2-stop race or if somebody's going to make it 3. Pace car is going to head down pit lane this time by Ira Kohlhaas. Has the field under his control. He will lead them to the green flag. And he is down and away in that 28 Chevy. Has a pretty good jump. Barker is right inside of Kane. Austin John Smith down there as well. Looks like that inside lane has a pretty good run. They will be the top 3 coming through the short stretch heading into turn 2. Dennis Kane, Andrew Teft, and Kinsley Smith. Kinsley Smith up 3 positions in that short amount of time, and it looks like Teft is going to go to the inside of Kane, try and take P4 right now. Side by side they go. One more short stretch heading to the front stretch, and Andrew Teft is now up into 4th, up 3 spots. Kinsley Smith also up 3. Looks like that's going to be Dustin Bloodworth making the pass on Smith there. Jumped out of line just long enough to get in front and jumps right back in line there. I think he was on that inside line that wasn't quite able, or on the outside line that just wasn't quite able to get going there at the beginning of the race, as Dennis Kane was kind of caught a little bit flat-footed on that restart. Austin Smith is definitely a driver to look out for. Heard from a couple of the other drivers that Indy is not their favorite track. Up front, Kohlhaas is just trying to run away a little bit. 52.84 that time by. Has about a half-second lead over second place in Johnny Barker. Austin John Smith back there in 3rd. Andrew Teft about a half-second back of that battle as well. I thank everybody for joining us on YouTube. See how this race unfolds here. Kohlhaas working lap 4 right now. All right. Johnny Barker's starting to pull a little bit of a gap there on Austin Smith. Andrew Teft still holding on. Got about a second lead over Dennis Kane. Dennis Kane has a rear view mirror full of Dustin Bloodworth. A couple little groups of three-car trios here. Now these guys they set up sessions. They try and make it where pit strategy is going to kind of come into play. Last night we saw A couple drivers elected to pit 3 times and split the race into basically even 4-part sections. And the top 3 guys were able to split it into 3. So we'll see if that happens here as Bloodworth goes to the outside and makes a pass on Dennis Kane. Dennis Kane's now going to have Kinsley Smith trying to make the pass as well. Alex Teff back towards the back. Aaron Moore back here as well. Both up a couple positions here. Scotty Davis just kind of cruising along in that Monster Energy 19 machine. Sam Kohlhaas probably had a little bit of an issue there, as Austin Runkle did too. Runkle looks like he they come down pit road on lap 3, so a little trouble there for him. Johnny Barker just ran the fastest lap of the race with a 52.67. Our Kohlhaas 52.69. So these two are drafting together and they are working pretty well. They have a second gap on 3rd place Austin John Smith. Andrew Teft trying to get up and get that draft of the 23 machine. Got a little bit of a battle back here, just a little ways. Behind Kinsley, we got Dennis Kane, Corey Crowell. Crowell down to the inside. Side by side, nobody touching there. Alex Teff just behind them, as is Aaron Moore. We got 4 cars here. Aaron Moore sticks his nose to the inside of Teff, was trying to see about making that pass there, just nothing doing at the moment. Corey Crowell gets enough room and hops in line behind Dennis Kane. Up front, Ira Kohlhaas just ran the fastest lap with the 52.60. But we saw Johnny Barker start to bark up his tree there and decided he had kind of had enough and began to pull away a little bit. He's still out to a half-second lead. Barker's sitting there with basically a 1.5-second lead back to Smith and Teft. Teft has pretty good cushion from him back to Dustin Bloodworth here. See if we can throw up driver info here. So our Kohlhaas from Woodlawn, Tennessee. Johnny Barker, Waynesville. Austin Smith doesn't say. Andrew Teft, Hope Valley, Rhode Island. Dustin Bloodworth. Kinsley Smith comes our way via North Carolina. Dennis Kane, Detroit. Work well. Alex Teft, Hope Valley, Rhode Island as well. Aaron Moore, Keysville, Georgia. Scotty Davis. Sam Kohlhaas. Aaron Runkle. Barker has closed in just a little bit as we're working through lap number 10. Runkle's coming down pit road once again. Like he might have decided he had enough for a little bit here. Can find a battle on track. Aaron Moore and Alex Teff side by side. Coming down the front stretch. Moore will take that position. See if Alex has anything coming through turn one. It doesn't look like he will. On a little higher line than the one of Aaron Moore, but Moore still has more speed. Dennis Kane and Corey Crowell side by side, battling tough here, coming down that short stretch. As we did that, Alex Teff just took a hard left-hand turn. Luckily, didn't look like he hit anything, but not something you want to see when you're watching the race. You see a car go from basically clear out at the wall, clear down to the inside. But he kind of settled down here a little bit. Closest battle on track now. Kinsley Smith hit that wall, going to slow him down a little bit. Allows the 12 of Dustin Bloodworth to get away. Kinsley Smith is driving as hard as he can, trying to get every ounce of speed out of that Napa 15 Chevy. He's on the edge of out of control, so he's almost hit the wall a couple times there, but reined it back in and is on the back bumper of that 12 machine there. Take a ride here on the 29 machine as he comes through the start finish line, right around the lap with Ira Kohlhaas here. Not quite what we saw last night, as we saw the guys who were wanting to make it a two-stop affair saving fuel like crazy for these first few laps, but that is not happening right now, as Kohlhaas has almost a second and a half lead now to Johnny Barker. Barker has about a second and a half back to Austin Smith. Andrew Teft is about a second and a half back as well. Same with Kinsley Smith. And then you have a whole pack of wolves coming back here. Dustin Bloodworth, Corey Crowell, and Dennis Kane, all noses apart. Definitely the tightest battle on track. So that is from 5th through 8th here. Ooh, look like Aaron Moore creamed that outside wall. Crowell and Bloodworth going back and forth. Crowell gets the position, and he will start to drive towards Kinsley Smith. Johnny Barker down pit lane, locks him up tight. There's anything Dennis Kane is in, Kinsley Smith as well. It looks like 19-20 laps is going to be where that pit window will fall. Unless somebody tries to stretch it a little bit further than that. Johnny Barker made his pit stop and is back out. Coming through the start-finish line on his out lap here. Ira Kohlhaas in. Austin Smith in. Corey Crowell in. We got Andrew Teff, Dustin Bloodworth, and Alex Teff. Looks like they're the only ones staying out, and a caution is thrown. Let's see what happened. Not used to that happening. Let's everybody take a minute. See what happened to Dennis Kane here. Oh. Not sure exactly why that would have had the caution come out, but nonetheless, that is the only thing it's showing me for activity there. So we'll see how this caution shakes up the field here. So Dustin Bloodworth right now is shown as the leader. Alex Teft in second. See if they come down pit lane here. So they're entering a closed pit, so means they're just going to start at the end of the longest line. It looks like Johnny Barker is going to be scored as the race leader for the moment. Our co-host in second, Austin Smith in third. But Kinsley Smith is going to come out in fourth. Fifth is Dustin Bloodworth. Corey Crowell in seventh. So we'll see if they stay that way, but I believe they're going to have to go towards the back of the field here. The 1 and the 31 should get the wave around here once these lights start to go off on the pace car. Pace light should go out this time by. Andrew Tuff, Dennis Kane coming in. Wave around cars get their lap back. So these guys that are coming down now are trying to make it where they don't have to try and make a short pit cycle. But yeah, so they're pitting on lap 17, 18. They need a couple laps. If you are able to get a couple laps here, it'll set you up later if we don't have any more cautions. So Johnny Barker will lead them to the green flag. Our co-host to his outside, Austin John Smith, Kinsley Smith in row 2. Okay, so he's going to make that left-hand turn, head down pit lane. Barker with the button. Rolling down the front stretch. He is down and away. It's a pretty good jump there. See if Wilhouse is going to be able to stay with him. Austin Smith down on the inside. Our call trying to clear. Looks like he will. Top 3 are single file right now, and everybody, looks like almost everybody else is as well, going back through the field. Kinsley Smith, Bloodworth, Crowell. Andrew Teft is back there a little ways. Have a few lappers in between them. We'll see how that 29 machine is in a little bit of dirty air. It was out front most of the race. We'll see what happens now. But with that being said, we're going to step aside, take a break, pay some bills. You won't miss anything as we go side by side. This is the Racers Elite Next Gen Series on Sim Racing Media. All right, welcome back everybody to the Racers Elite Next Gen Series on Sim Racing Media. While we were away, we saw Kinsley Smith get a couple pretty good runs and was working his way up to P3. Austin Smith, though, let him have the position and then took it back. Our Kohlhaas led most of the beginning stages, but ever since that last restart, which was only like, say, 6 laps ago, it's been Johnny Barker. Our Kohlhaas about almost 2 seconds back now. Austin Smith, 8/10 Kinsley Smith. Not too far behind. Alex Teft up there as well. Alex and Kinsley are both +5 right now. Crowell in 6th. Bloodworth in 7th. Got Andrew Teft bringing up the tail end of that little bit there. And we got Dennis Kane, who is a lap down. Sam Kohlhaas. And we got Aaron Moore and Scotty Davis. And Austin Runkle's out here turning laps. Coming down the front straightaway for two complete 29. Probably will see these guys come down in about 7 laps or so, especially the guys that pitted before that caution, lap 16, 17, 18. And to find some battles on track. This is probably the closest one we're going to see. We can jump on the nose of this 21 Ford here, as he is trying to close in on Kinsley Smith. He gets a pretty good run coming down that short stretch. If Kinsley starts to pull away coming down the long back stretch here. Yeah, not too much. That draft should start pulling that 21 machine up to the 15. Down to the inside he goes. He's going to make that pass on Kinsley Smith. What else we got going on here? Go ahead and break out the little bit of turn it up here and watch these guys go around the track. Andrew Teff down to the inside, going to try and pass Bloodworth here, and looks like he's going to be able to. Saw that battle brewing as we were watching the cameras down close and personal on the racetrack there. Getting closer to that halfway mark here. Still the closest battle on track. Everybody else is over a half second apart other than Teft and Bloodworth here. Just checking in on the YouTube chat. Hey, thanks Joshua Neal for putting some comments down here. Got Corey up there, Cold Tires. Cody Eldritz, that was Evan Kinney who made that. He usually runs on Monday nights in the cleanracing.net series. He also sometimes runs Tuesday with the Western States Racing League, but he's the one that made that, threw that up for us. Definitely appreciate that. The fuel range looks like it's 17 to 19 laps, depending on who's driving. As Johnny Barker comes in, Dennis Kane as well. Those guys all pitted on lap 16 on the last stint, so not surprised to see them come in. The ones that I'm interested in watching are going to be Andrew Teft. He last came in on lap 21. Alex Teft on 20. And Crowell on 20 as well. Cody brought up that Trapasso watermark there. That is for one of our brothers here at Sim Racing Media. He passed away last week. We had to say goodbye today, so every broadcast is going to have his touch on it, because he was, I don't know if he was, I'm going to say he was probably one of the biggest influences on Sim Racing Media. He had a pretty big influence on me. I was lucky enough to have a chance to meet the guy, and he is every bit of the man that you'd think he'd be from listening to him on the mic. So you'll see, you would have been hearing his voice on this league tonight, but fortunately you guys get me 3 nights a week for now. See what happens as we move forward. Aaron Moore comes in, Sam Kohlhaas as well. Ira last pitted on lap 18. We'll see how much he has, as he's probably going to make another couple laps, because he was running a few laps under caution there, so we'll see how much fuel that actually saved him. Gonna complete lap 39 here, and Kohlhaas is in, so that's gonna go. Austin Smith is in. Burrell stays out. He last pit on lap 20. Andrew Teff lap 21. Alex Teff lap 20. Dustin Bloodworth lap 20. So those are all the guys that can make it at least a couple more laps here. And caution is out once again. Let's see what happened here. Looks like Aaron Moore. Getting those 4 fresh tires. Get a little squirrely there. Looks eerily similar to what we saw Dennis Kane do. Actually, you can tell it's basically the same thing. You can see the tire marks from that one as well. I'm going to go out on a limb. I know it's a stretch, but I'm going to say that Andrew, Alex, and Dustin all are going to wait till 1 to go, come down pit road, get their service, and just start at the back of the field again. And it looks like that is probably the case. We'll see here when they cross that start-finish line. No, lights are still on, so we've got 2 laps to go here. Austin Smith completed his pit stop on lap 39. Kinsley Smith 39. Crowell in and out here on lap 40. Kohlhaas 41, Teff 41. Bloodworth 41. Alex Teff probably 41 as well. So we'll get them all stacked back up once again here. It should go out. Yes, they do. We're getting stacked back up here. wave around cars do just that and take the wave around. Johnny Barker cycles back to the front. Austin Smith to his outside. Kinsley Smith back in row 2. Ira Kohos P4 second in that outside row. Justin Bloodworth, Alex Teft, and Andrew Teft came down once again on 42. So Barker will have the button. Pace car will make that left-hand turn. Dennis Kane coming. I thought he was coming down pit road. Elected not to. Barker with the button as I head to the start-finish line. Down and away. Austin Smith stays with him. Austin Smith's going to try and slide down in front of Kinsley Smith. Not I was gonna say not quite enough room, but barely had enough to get by Smith. Ira Kohos back in 4th. Bloodworth up to 5th as Bloodworth goes around. Well, not quite around. Went down to the concrete area there, that paved area. Is able to save it. Let's go back and take a look. We nothing else going on right now. They roll through the corner. Just gets loose. Got one more spot back there. Johnny Barker is out to over a half-second lead right now. Austin Smith up to 2nd. Haas up to 3rd after getting by Kinsley Smith. So with that being said, let's run back through the field here. Johnny Barker up 2 spots to the front in that 28 Ford. Austin John Smith trying to take his Tuesday night luck and turn it into Thursday night money. Up 3 spots to P2. Ira Kohos up to P3. Oh, hey, Sarah. Thanks for checking in, as always. Doesn't look like you missed too much. I mean, a couple cautions. Not something we were used to seeing when these guys take to the track, but not too much right now. Just going through the field as we get to lap 50 here. Ira Kohos down to P3 after starting on the pole, leading most of the race there. Alex Teft putting in a pretty dynamite run here. He's up 6 spots. Brother Andrew is behind Dennis Kane, who is a lap down. Andrew Teft has been playing pit road games, trying to get as much fuel as he can under the cautions to allow him to drive a little bit further than everybody else. Cautions have been, I'll call them, well-timed. Corey Crawwell started 6th, sitting 6th in that 21 Ford. Kinsley Smith was up towards the front, fading back now, but still up 2 positions from where he started. We saw Dustin Bloodworth get a little loose there and lose multiple positions. Still hanging on here, down for P8. Aaron Moore is up 3 spots, sitting P9. We go back to Scotty Davis, the 19 Toyota, logging some laps here, sitting P10. Dennis Kane was involved in that first caution, got the 4 fresh tires, went to get off pit road and made a hard left-hand turn. That was ill-advised. Sam Kohlhaas is P12, and Aaron Runkle started the race but is sitting on pit road from lap 35 trying to get damage and what have you replaced. But that is the rundown of the field. Barker is now starting to slow down and come back into the clutches of Smith and Kohlhaas. Smith to the inside, going to try and pass Barker here. Side by side they go through the long backstretch. Coming to turn 3. Smith just in front, but we'll see if that outside line has a little bit better run coming off the corner. Still side by side through 4. Yeah, the outside line has a little bit better run. They battle down the front stretch, and Smith has to tuck in behind Barker to keep that draft and stay with him. Andrew Teft made relatively quick work of brother Alex, getting up into P4. Corey Crowell also making the pass there on Alex Teft. Teft stuck in that high line. Kinsley Smith jumping between inside and outside, trying to find the right dancing partner. Smith gets behind Teft. We'll see if that's going to be the right call here, as they are still side by side, Teft and Crowell. Crowell gets the nose in front. Kinsley Smith looks like he was almost going to take it 3 wide there, but elects not to. Alex Teft gets a little loose, slides down in front of Kinsley Smith, and they will single file back out. So as we reach the 50 lap mark, I'm going to step aside here. We'll be right back here with more Racers Elite Next Gen Series on Sim Racing Media. Welcome back, everybody, to the Racers Elite Next Gen series on Sim Racing Media. I'm Mike Timoni up in the booth once again. That you didn't miss anything while we went away there for a couple minutes. Austin Smith took over the lead and is now starting to pull away, has over a half-second lead on Johnny Barker, but it is going to be getting close to time for some drivers to hit pit lane. Imagine we're going to see Johnny Barker come pretty soon here. Last pit on lap 36, Austin Smith as well. Like that 20 lap mark is about as much as you can do. We'll see how close to right I am. We'll see if Barker jumps down pit lane this time by. Oh, he's going to stay up. Efton Crowell. We're battling for a little bit, but now Alex battling Kinsley Smith. Pick in on the other Teft. He's about 1 1/4 seconds back at third place in Ira Kohlhaas. I say the drivers that are probably sitting pretty good right now are going to be Ira Kohlhaas. He last pit on lap 41 as you see Johnny Barker come down. Andrew Teft last pitted on 42. Corey Carell 42. Alex Teft 41. Those guys are going to just have to make it to 62. And they'll be able to make it to the end no problem. Austin Smith, he's going to have to either save some fuel to make it to at least 60. So he's got another 20 laps or so left of the race. Or he might find himself having to make another pit stop, and that is not where you want to be when you have some other guys behind you that are going to get there. Austin was able to work around lap car there. Ira Kohlhaas as well. Andrew Teft now up to third, but he's got a rearview mirror full of Corey Crowell. Talking to Crowell earlier, he was not a huge fan of Indy, but we heard that before last night with Puffenbarger. Puffenbarger said he was not a big fan of Indy, and he was still able to get third place. Well, we'll see if that's going to be a theme this week. See what happens here. 23 staying out, 29 staying out, 6 out. Looks like the one. Aaron Moore coming down pit lane, Scotty Davis coming down, Sam Kohlhaas as well. We'll see if Austin here is going to try and stretch it one more lap. Probably can, and then he should be looking fairly good for the end of the race. Ooh, Dennis Kane got into that outside wall just a little bit there.
Austin Smith is going to want to stay out as long as he can, but I have a feeling as soon as he hits pit lane, so will the drivers behind him right after they get to that 20 to go mark. Kinsley Smith down pit lane. We'll see if Austin's gonna make that left-hand turn as they come through, and he will. Kohlhaas stays out. As does Teft and Crowell and Alex Teft. If Kohlhaas is going to come in this time by. 20 laps to go right now. Kohlhaas is coming in. Alex Teft is Andrew Teft stayed out. Alex Teft comes in. So a little bit different strategy for the Teft brothers there. Yeah, I don't know if too many people that are a fan of Indy. It's weird because you don't have that like continuous corner. You have 4 corners. 21's probably going to come in this time by. We'll see if 6 is also. I'm assuming 6 will come in. But we'll see how that's going to cycle through. We know 6 and 21 have plenty of fuel as they both hit pit lane. Our Kohlhaas is on his way out, but Johnny Barker passed him there. So we'll see how this strategy shakes out. He last pitted on lap 56, and we've seen guys basically do 19, 20 laps. So he's going to have to find a way to either save or make a quick pit stop at some point here. Andrew Teft was in and out of his pit stall, so is Corey Carwell. See where they are going to come out. They are just leaving pit road as Barker makes the pass there. Ira Kohlhaas does as well. And Alex a little too far back from Crowell and Andrew Teft. I think Ira might be sitting in the catbird seat right now. 18 laps to go, soon to be 17 as he comes down the front stretch here. Ira led the first part of the race, and we'll see if he can lead the last part. Johnny Barker is still leader but we're 90% sure he's going to have to come down pit lane one more time. Let's see if we can take a look here. Look here. Whoa, 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 whoa. He was on the edge of out of control there. Comes across the start finish line. The back end just starts to slide. He's able to slow it down, burp the throttle. Luckily, he was able to save it there, or that could have been pretty bad. He's still leading the race. Pretty sure he's going to have to pit, as I was saying. Let's go back in and take a look here, see how he's driving the car. It doesn't look like he's driving it too much different. Let's jump back to Ira Kohaas. I think they're basically driving the same. I think Johnny has his hands full here. That's what I was thinking, Josh. I thought he was kind of clutching a little bit, but it didn't seem like he really was too bad. He still had those RPMs up there quite a little bit, but not as bad as we've seen some people save in fuel. They're able to shut off their car, roll through the corners, and then turn it back on. Coming through the start finish line, gonna get 13 to go this time by. And it doesn't really seem like he's slowing down too much either. Just looking at the speed they're going on track. Losing a little bit of time, but not too much. That gap is now down to under 1 1/4 seconds. So he does look like he's slowing it down a little bit here. It's the lap time difference there. And with how long this Indianapolis pit lane is, even if you spend, just 5 or 6 seconds actually in your pit box, you're still spending over half a lap on pit lane. So you're gonna definitely lose some time there. See how much time Barker loses. If he loses 50 seconds, he'll be at the tail end of the lead lap. That's going to put him back in 8th place here. But it looks like Kinsley Smith. Aaron, well, no, not Kinsley. Kinsley pitted on lap 59, so Aaron Moore pitted on lap 58. Dennis Kane is probably going to have to pit again on 55, so we'll see how long he can stay out as we're going to be working through these last 10 laps here. Johnny Barker is now falling back into the clutches of Ira Kohlhaas. Kohlhaas is on his high side. I think Barker gets a little loose, but he's going to stay down low. Andrew Teft lurking back there in third place. Crowell not too far behind as well. Nine laps to go. Kohlhaas is the leader. Johnny Barker pulled off, is headed down pit lane. Kinsley Smith as well. Dennis Kane as well. Nice comfortable lead here now for that 29 Chevy of Ira Kohlhaas here. Nothing really in front of him, and has a over 2-second lead back to Andrew Teft, and Andrew Teft is going to be putting up with Corey Crowell here for the foreseeable future, as they are closer. They're still about a half second apart. I think Crowell has about 6.5 seconds on fourth place Alex Teft, so starting to get spread out here as we get to these closing laps. Seven to go. And thanks everybody for joining us out on YouTube. You can hit that subscribe button. Turn on bell notifications. You can see when we go live. We're live basically 7 days a week. You'll hear somebody's voice calling these drivers of the Iracing service here. Ira Kohlhaas, 6 laps to go. Andrew Teft's going to try and battle, see what he can do here. Everybody's spread out, though. You don't even really see any sort of draft going to work here, as Crowell is falling back here. So we head from Indianapolis here to Talladega next week, the land of basically where anything can happen and chaos ensues. But before we're here Thursday night, we're there Wednesday night in the Xfinity Series. The Racers Elite drivers are also going to be headed to Las Vegas in the trucks on Tuesday night. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, you can see them here on Sim Racing Media at 7:30 Eastern Time all 3 days. Our co-host never panicked, stuck to his strategy, and we are 4 laps to go here. Looking at quite the lead here. Over 2 seconds still. Andrew Teft is closed a little bit, but not too much, as the 31 machine comes out of pit lane right next to him. Corey Crowell losing some time to Teft as well, back about a second. But he's gained time on Alex Teft. Alex is almost 10 seconds back of the top 3. So the top 3 look like that is the way they're going to finish. Our co-host is going to take 3 to go here. Down to 10 corners to go. You're right on the nose of the 29 machine for a lap. Just that view when you're coming into the front straightaway, how the stands just kind of enclose around you. Has got to feel just awesome when you're out there on that race car. 2 to go. Still a 2-second gap and about another 2-second back to Crowell. Looks like he's just going to kind of take his time, hit his marks. No real pressure at the moment. Biggest mover of the race is Alex Teft here, up 6 spots from where he qualified. Ira takes the white flag. 4 more corners. And he will bring home the victory here. Long backstretch they go. Coming down the front stretch for the final time. Ira Kohlhaas wins at Indy in the Racers Elite Nextgen Series. Andrew Teft up for second, Corey Crowell third, Alex Teft fourth. Justin Bloodworth is coming to the finish line here in fifth. Looks like he might... he'll finish. Looks like he's running out of fuel there. But the race winner is Ira Kohlhaas. Little congratulatory bumps there. Went a lot smoother than last night. Let's see if we can talk to our third place finisher here. Hey, Corey and Mike up in the booth. How's it going, man?
Good, Mike. How are you?
Oh, not too bad. Well, we talked about it last night with Brandon Puffenbarger. He said he didn't like it here at Indy. You basically came out and said the same thing, and here you are with the podium finish.
Yeah, I didn't think it would play out like that. I think I kind of following Andrew, and I was like, well, he usually finishes up front. I guess if I just tag along with him, should be a good finish.
No, definitely. You were you're able to snag a podium here. Relatively clean race. So you guys go from here to Talladega. How are you feeling about heading to Dega?
I hate super speedways. That'll be fun. I don't know what my plan is on that one yet, but usually the hip.
Definitely. Well, anybody you want to thank before I let you go for your third place finish here?
Yeah, you for broadcasting. Racers Elite for the clean league here. And then BF and Designs for designs of cars.
Definitely, man. Well, congrats on your P3 finish, and maybe we'll talk to you next week.
Absolutely. Thanks.
Yep. Hey, Andrew, Mike up in the booth. How's it going, man?
Hey, Mike. Pretty good.
Well, you had the right strategy, it seemed like. I was just able to hit a little bit before you and was able to get out, but heck of a race there.
Yeah, I wasn't sure where he was at the start of that pit cycle, so I was kind of confused with what happened, honestly. I wasn't sure if he took two tires or what, but yeah, we were just equal speed at the end, couldn't make up any ground. He ran a really good race.
I definitely did. You ran a pretty good race yourself. You were working through the cautions. You were trying to pit and get as much fuel as you could into that machine to try and make it last a little longer so you didn't have to pit at the end, which seemed to help you quite a bit there.
Yeah, if it stayed green, I think it would have helped a lot, but I would stay out the longest, and then caution would come out, and the first time I actually had to pit with the pits closed because I was going to run out under the caution laps. So then that put me at the back of the field. But yeah, I had a fast car. I was able to get back through the pack. And I just had a quicker race.
Definitely, man. Well, congrats on your P2 finish. Anybody want to thank before I let you get out of here?
Yeah, you as always, our servicemen and women, everybody for showing up. Good turnout tonight. Got some new guys, kept it clean. Yeah, if anybody's interested in racing, just head on over to racerselite.com and you can find a Discord invite there.
Definitely, man. Well, congrats again on your P2 finish, and I look forward to maybe talking to you at Dega.
Yeah, thank you, Mike.
Yep. Ira, Mike up in the booth. How's it going, man?
Oh, it's going pretty good right now.
Definitely. You showed up last night, ran a few laps, got into this next gen car, and pretty much dominated the first part of the race. How was the racing out there?
The racing was pretty good there towards the end of the second stage. I think it was when we had 3 of us running up there at the front. The first stage, my car handled great. Second stage, I don't know if it was the air hitting the nose or anything, but I started getting really, really tight. And I was just waiting for that next round of pit stops, just kind of riding and biding my time.
Yeah, it definitely looked like it. Looked like you were able to stretch that second stint just a little, well, just long enough that you were able to get out in front of Andrew Teff there and cruise on to your victory here.
Yeah, I was sputtering coming onto pit road, and I had to restart the car in the pit stall. And then I was sputtering going into turn 1 on the cool down lap afterwards. So it was by the skin of my teeth, just enough.
Yeah, definitely. I was sitting here doing math. I'm like, it's going to be close, but you were able to basically make your series debut a winning one here. Anybody you want to thank before I let you get out of here?
Oh, for sure. I got to thank my wife, Callie, and my 2 daughters, Clara and Lorena. I got to thank Lolly and Pop. They usually watch just about every race that I run in. Hadn't ran in anything since league-wise since March. So this was a pretty good comeback with a 4th and a 1st. Got to thank Randy and Jennifer Sellers with RJS Automotive, American Snuff Company, Justin Edwards with Moosey's Grub Shack, and got to thank the good Lord up above for letting us do what we do.
Definitely, man. Well, congrats on your race win, and maybe we'll talk to you next week at Dega.
Sounds good. I love Talladega. I can't stand Indy. I like it pretty well right now, but usually I can't stand it. But we'll
well, that makes a couple of them here.
Yeah. But we'll be back next week at Talladega, and we'll see what we can do.
Definitely, man. Well, congrats again on your race win.
All right. Thank you, sir.
All right, let's wrap this up here. Bring up the finishing order here. Ira Kohlhaas was able to bring home the victory. Andrew Teft got 2nd. Corey Crowell in 3rd. Alex Teft up for 4th. Dustin Bloodworth 5th. Johnny Barker 6th. Austin Smith 7th. Aaron Moore 8th. Dennis Kane and Sam Kohlhaas 9th and 10th. Kinsley Smith 11th. Scotty Davis 12th. Austin Runkle in 13th. And Jarrett Larder threw some practice laps down, but did not jump on here to compete tonight. Well, with that being said, we are a wrap here this week for the Racers Elite Racing League. So from all the drivers of the Racers Elite Next Gen Series and all of us here at Sim Racing Media, I want to wish you guys a good night, and I'll see you next time.